Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 26 of Direwolf20 ServerPlay series. Today, I'm hanging out and Bonnie's here. What's up, Bonnie?
Hello.
I heard Tinkers is going to be ready for a spotlight pretty soon.
It is indeed.
Nice.
So many things changed.
Yeah. I am currently looking at some of the new things in Psy. Ooh, trick sleep, huh? Delays this. Oh, right. Okay. Sneak status. Selects if the caster is sneaking. 1 if no, 0 if yes. Nice. Okay. I'm looking into something new with Psy that I want to try out. There's a bunch of new stuff with Psy that was added. That's actually pretty cool. That I want to check out. But right now, there's one thing I want to do. Smelt nearby smeltables, huh? That's cool. I like all of it. Trigonometry, I know nothing about. But I want to try flow control. I think this is the one I want. Because there's a bunch of stuff we can do with it. And one of the things I want to try is tweaking something. So let's do real quick. I'm going to create a sleep trick. Which number of ticks? So we'll do 20. And do I have a test spell bullet here? Infuse test. Yeah. This will at least complete my level for me. Test. Hooray! Level up. Nice. The reason I wanted this one is because I wanted to play with my break spell. Because I want to check out the sneak. So what this does is its sneak status. If the caster is sneaking 1, if the caster is not sneaking, it returns 1. If they are sneaking, it returns 0. So I want to modify this spell so that if I'm not sneaking, it breaks 7 above. And if I am sneaking, it breaks 7 below. That sounds cool. So let's try it out. So basically, we're going to want to change this. We're going to first get the sneak modifier here. I haven't tested this yet, so I'm actually not sure how to do this. Like, I'm sure there's a way. I'm just trying to figure it out in my head as I'm recording, which is a really bad thing. It makes it hard to figure out. But, so 1 if no, 0 if yes. So what we're going to do is 1 if no, 0 if yes. So first, I'm going to do an add, probably called sum. Yes, operator sum, number A, with the number 7, because I want it to break 7. Right, so now what this will do would be, for example, if I am sneaking, it'll be 7, and if I'm not sneaking, it'll be 1. Okay. So let me, because I need to multiply this. Let me come up with the math that I need to do. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I figured it out. So we can't use if-then statements, so we have to do a little funky math trick, okay? Basically, I take the sneak status, right? It is, if he is sneaking, it's 0. If he's not sneaking, it's 1. So follow my logic. So let's say he is sneaking, okay? 0 times 2 is 0, minus 1 is -1. Times 7, which means we get y minus 7. So -1 times 7 is -7, so we're going to go down. That's if he is sneaking. If he is not sneaking, 1 times 2 is 2. Minus 1 is 1. 1 times 7 is positive 7, right? So 0 times 2 is 0, minus 1. And yeah, so that should work. So let's try, where's my break 7 above spell? Break 7 above and below. So what this should do is the following. Is I should right click while not sneaking. Boom, it breaks above. Right click while sneaking. Haha, it breaks below. Awesome. How cool is that? Oh man, I love when I come up with nifty ways to do things with Psy. That is neat. So this will help me dig out a basement. So basically, I can just shift, right-click, and boom. Ta-da! And then right-click, and nice. How nice is that? I love it. So boom. Very cool. Debating, but I'll probably... So, like, basically, I want to dig out a basement here, right? So, awesome. That is cool. All right, neat. All right, I'm just having fun at this point. So this should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. That is cool. And then I just have to wait for my mana to regens, or psi power, or whatever it is. I never know. But yes, you get the point. That is neat. Ah, awesome. I just dug out a basement very quickly, courtesy of Psy. I approve. Alright, now I just need to Psy my way out of here. Cool. So that is making a dig above or below spell. You know, I like it. I approve. Alright. What am I going to put in that basement? Good question. McJady's around, so I might want to check out Deep Resonance. I do have some Deep Resonance resources, I believe. Oh my goodness, we have a lot of junk in this miscellaneous junk chest, don't we? Goodness gracious, I do. That's gonna have to get upgraded to a diamond chest, I think, soon. Are you back stuffed? Yeah, you are. Cool. So let's clean up this junk I just collected here. And go put my Psy spell away. Alright, let's come back in a second. I'm going to investigate doing Deep Resonance. I'm not sure what's involved in it, so if I can do it, we're going to be doing that episode today, and if not, I'm going to work on a different power source for RF, and then we're basically going to have time to play with RF tools and Buildcraft and a couple other things I want to do with RF, because my water wheels are generating 7.5 RF a tick, and that is just not a lot of RF per tick. So I want to check out Deep Resonance. Alright guys, we're back. So I'm reading about Deep Resonance. It looks like I'm going to get into that this episode and start generating power from it. But first, Bonnie wants to show me something new in Tinkers in the Nether.
Boom. Follow me.
Following. So what is this? New world gen, you said? There's a new type of world gen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I added a small little thing to it. Ouch. Ah, my bad. They always attack me when I walk out of here. I added a small thing that might look familiar to you.
Okie dokie.
But it looks really cool and it's also a bit useful.
Okay.
But I totally want to show it off.
Nice.
I already dug a path here. So we don't only have to go there.
Cool.
After I killed myself a few times in the lava below.
Yeah, I saw a lot of deaths from lava.
Yeah, that's when I dug through here with a lot of speed, sprinting, and then, well, as you saw, the netherrack stopped, and I fell down. So if you walk over here...
Yep.
Ta-da!
So this is world gen, is what this is?
This is world gen.
Okay.
And a lot of slimes.
Magma slimy grass, huh? Neat. Oh, there's a lot of magma slimes here.
Yeah,
I'm guessing that's what this is meant to be.
So, what is it?
Like a slime island, but in the Nether?
Correct. It's a magma slime island.
That's cool.
They spawn in big lava lakes in the Nether.
Sweet.
And as you see, they also like magma cubes. But mostly you have a way of getting the magma slime now, the orange slime.
I think you're zapping me a little bit.
Oh, that was... yeah, sorry. And of course you can use them to create weapons. Something is lagging a lot right now.
What's that?
It's lagging a lot, I think... oh yeah.
It is definitely lagging a lot. Let's see.
Oh, FPS dropping. That might be an issue with oh, I landed in lava. Not again.
Dun dun dun.
Are you causing the frame rate lag?
I think it's the magma slimes or the slime blocks with the magma slimes. Too many of them at once, I guess.
I agree. I'm getting 1 FPS.
We should probably get out of here. It didn't happen when I was here before.
Blame Bobby.
Yeah, probably. That's really bad. Do we have player online?
Hang on a sec. I'm gonna try something here.
Does XU still have the kill all command?
I got it.
If you kill the entities, it should work again. I think it's the slime.
Is that better?
Oh yeah. Whoa, way up. Where am I? Oh, thank you. Thanks God.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
think it's the slime blocks trying to move the magma cubes, but the magma cubes don't like it.
See, this is why we have a testing server. That's cool, though. So it's basically a slime island, but in the Nether.
Correct. With
Sweet.
magma cubes.
And then what's the sword that you got me?
Well, check it out. I already put a modifier on it, but the components are from the island.
Neat.
Do you have a tube station around here?
Superheat, flammable, and fiery. Yeah, there's one outside. So I'm guessing it does more damage against burning creatures that are on fire.
That is correct.
And it also causes creatures to be on fire.
Yeah, that's because I put the blaze powder on it.
Sweet. Nice. I don't know how much damage I just did, but it was a lot because that zombie had armor on.
It's supposed
and
to be a lot.
Yeah, he
Well, it was fire damage. I'm not sure if fire actually is reduced by armor.
Very cool. I like
the
it.
damage that the thingy, the blaze actually deals fire damage too. So that's quite nice now.
So what?
It should be quite
So let's
strong.
see. Your tools damage is increased. Deal bonus damage to enemies on fire. Blocks fire damage and sets the attacker on fire. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's actually quite funny when I tested it because you can use right click to block and swim in lava.
Here, hit me.
With what? Oh wait.
Famous last
That's
words.
awesome. It lights you on fire.
Try swimming in lava with it.
Oh, you can swim in lava with it?
It blocks fire damage, all fire damage, if you block.
Right. So while holding right click, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. So I get the fire effect, but
You're burning everything, just the damage you take is prevented. It
Right.
takes up a bit of durability though. Not much, just a bit.
right. That's interesting. My psi power meter is going down as I take fire damage.
That's curious. I wonder if
Yeah.
that's a bug or if VSK is doing something there.
I don't know. All right, so let me get started here on Deep Resonance. All right, guys, we are back. I am going to get started with Deep Resonance because it sounds like a cool mod. I'm going to smelt a couple of these resonating ores. So resonating ore and power crystals are world gen. Basically, the way this mod works is you find crystals in world gen, but they're terrible and you don't want to use them. But they're nice to find because it's not terrible. Just have a little bit of something, but they're definitely like the weakest version of crystals you would possibly get. What you need to do is actually find this stuff, resonating ore, and you need to convert it into a liquid and then solidify it into a crystal, which will have better ratings than the ones you find in world. And there's several ratings. There's 4 in total: strength, efficiency, purity, and something else. And I'll kind of get into how this works. But then you use these crystals to generate power. But there's a whole bunch of neat mechanics around this. So let's get started checking it out. So the first thing I need to do is make a smelter. Oh, by the way, there's also pollution. If you do things poorly with crystals, you're going to pollute the land, and it's not going to be a good time for anybody. But first thing we want to get is one of these dudes. So I'm going to need some iron while I'm here. I really don't have a ton of resources, but maybe I'll get a quarry going once I actually get some RF power generated. Machine frame, and then a smelter. Boom. Now the smelter needs 2 tanks. One filled with lava, and another one filled with this stuff, resonating ores, I think. Yeah, so the second tank is for filling up. So let's get the tank, of which I'm going to want 2 for now. But these are multi-block structures, so if we want, we can do a little bit better. Now, here's the trick with the smelter. And I'm going to build all of this down here, I think. So that's cool. Or do I want it in this room? I'm thinking I could put the processing in one room and the generator in the basement. That might not be a terrible idea. I'm not sure. I haven't really figured it out yet, but I can always move it later. So I think what I'll do is build the system that makes stuff in here. So we're basically going to want the smelter. Now we're going to want to place 1 tank below it and 1 tank above it. And into the smelter goes resonating ore. Cool. Oh, neat. That's cool. That's very cool. Now the bottom of the tank needs to have lava in it. Okay. However, there's a trick. The tank should have 50% full of lava, and it can hold 16 buckets. So basically you want 8 buckets of lava in this tank. If you have too little lava, nothing happens. If it's below 25%, it just doesn't even function at all. Below 40%, so 25 to 40%, your purity is reduced and your speed is reduced. So basically the machine runs slower and it produces less pure liquid. So the liquid in this mod has purity ratings along with other stuff. So you basically will have a lower purity. Now 40 to 60% is the ideal slot, with 50 being the exact perfect number. So basically if you keep this tank at 50%, you'll be golden. Anything above 60 will have less purity, but at a higher speed. And 75%, all ores are wasted. So if you fill this tank 100% or more than 75, it basically destroys the ore and doesn't turn it into a crystal or a liquid form. That's not cool. So I've got an idea. Call me crazy, but I've got an idea. Let's use some smart stuff from here. So I should be able to, using a redstone chipset, let's do, I would like a gate. Now I should be able to do this pretty straightforward like, right? So the basic gate does not have it, but I'm pretty sure I just need red piping wire, which needs red flowers, which I guess I don't have any of. Oh good, I have some. Cool. Now I think these two, alright, I have to check it out. Red wire, also not having, okay, cool. Could have sworn that's all I needed. Let me check. There we go. Needed redstone. Nice. All right, cool. So luckily, MV capacitor nice and full here, so we should be able to produce this stuff pretty quickly. I'm going to ask for a couple more redstone chipsets because I know I'm going to want those, and we'll just let this process behind the scenes. But basically what I'm thinking is... Cool. Awesome. That's what I wanted. So, perfect. Basic gate. Nice. Let's get that going first, and then we'll go back to the redstone chipsets. Nice. So a gate should be able to detect things. So what I'm going to want is something like this. So if I had this here... Oh, nice. That's cool. Oh, there's a new layout thing. Closed. Oh, that's nifty. Okay. So let's put pipe wire here so that it knows I want it to interact with pipe wire. Oh, that's fancy. Red pipe signal. Nice. Okay. That's very cool. So what I'm going to do is say contains less than 50%, emit a red pipe signal, right? And then I'm going to run this over to here, which will have this guy underneath, and then I want this. And what I'm going to do here is basically have another gate that is not where I wanted the gate. we will say red pipe signal on means we want to emit a redstone signal. That's nice. Oh, cool. Look, it's running. The redstone engine's running. Perfect. That's what I want to see. All right. The other thing I'm going to do, because I'm being crazy, haha, you might have noticed I snuck a couple extra things in here. I sure did. The reason being is I am going to put to use the teleposer system that I built specifically for oil for lava. I mean, why not, right? So we will do this. We will do... So this guy's currently 1165, 531. Now he's 1465, 551. Perfect. So we'll put that there. And then I'm going to go find a lava lake. So let's put our button down. So this one goes into the lava lake. I know, let's see, where's... It's daytime. Give me a daytime map. Thank you. There's a little lava lake right here that I can just go tap into for the time being. Not sure if it's going to stay chunk loaded or not. But one could hope, right? I think that's outside my chunk loading radius, but I'm sure I could set up... I know there's a chunk loader from Extra Utilities. Chunk loading ward requires a golden lasso with a villager in it. I can handle that. And an eye of redstone. Cool. I don't know how much RF that requires, but I hate these guys just because of the fog they do. And also because they really hurt. Poor Lex died over here. But let's set this up, right? So what I'm going to do is have a pump set up right here with redstone engines on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. With you, oh, not what I wanted, but okay. And you, levers, you, and you. And then we will have a tank. We will put the teleposer here with the tank here. This teleposer will get this guy and this thing here. And then a redstone button. Now we are going to automate this, by the way. And I'll show you how in a minute. But for now, let's get this stuff going, because that should be filling up with lava mighty quickly. Nice. So that should fill up, right? And BC tanks hold, I forget how much, but a decent amount. Beautiful. I want to say it's 8 buckets, right, for a Buildcraft tank? So hopefully this lava lake lasts a little bit of time for me. If not, oh well. So let's zip back there, because I want to set up some other logic. Boom. Hopefully I didn't crash. Uh-oh. Alright guys, we're back. That definitely crashed the server. So I'm going to try this again. However, this time I would like to try it with both sides chunk loaded, because it sounds like Buildcraft didn't appreciate something showing up. And I'm thinking it might have been because of chunk loading. So I am making a chunk loader. Ah. So chunk loader just needs sticks. Aha. So that's interesting. Villager health 0 out of 0. I'm guessing that's a bug, because that shouldn't matter. How am I supposed to capture a villager with 0 out of 0 health? Because best they're going to have a 0 out of 20. So here's what I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. See you later. 1, 2, 3. Much better, right? That's why I like being an op on the server, because especially when I'm testing, like, that would be a big sticking point for me. So let's try this again. I'm going to, can I just do that? Grid power at 8 out of 8, power drain 8. Okay, that's cool. So currently, just want to make sure my solars are on for this, because otherwise my grid power I don't think can handle 16 RF or extra utilities power. So let's put this over here. These guys again, huh? Good. 16 out of 31. Right, so I have 8. So you're draining 16 now. So at nighttime this won't work, but I'm going to fix that. So let's try this again, shall we? Crash server? No, it looks like it worked. Okay. Wait. Alright guys, so I've got bad news and I've got good news. The bad news is it does not appear that Buildcraft appreciates tanks being teleported into a piping system. I haven't tested beyond that. I mean, I teleported the tank without it being hooked up to a pipe already. But when I teleport this tank and make it land right here, it crashes the server. So that's not good. We don't want any part of server crashing. That's not good at all. It also resets the inventory of the tank, which is super not good and nobody really wants to see. So with that said, I have an idea. I have like a really, really good idea that hopefully will work. Let's go this way. I wonder if the ritual that generates lava is implemented yet. Who wants to find out with me? I know, everybody does. So let's do this. I'm gonna put all this stuff away. So, Serenade of the Nether, anybody? Ooh, that might be cool. So, I'm gonna need 4 fire runes. 4 runes in total. So do we have runes? So, blank rune. Ritual stone of fire, yeah, ritual stone. So we're gonna need a master ritual stone, obviously. So we're gonna need weak orb, obsidian, and smooth stone. Gets us an imperfect ritual stone. That's not what I want. I want ritual stones, which is the apprentice orb and reinforced slate times 4. So what I believe I'm gonna need is 8 of these, smooth stone, and a good orb. And then the master ritual stone requires more obsidian. So if I got a Serenade of the Nether going on here, that might be even cooler, right? So let's put away a bunch of junk from my inventory. I think this season is literally just all about me adapting to buggy mods because we're on a testing server, right? And it's 1.8 and they're not 100% ready yet. And the lack of certain mods that I'm kind of used to having. I think that's pretty much what the season's been about so far. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Figuring out how to handle all this craziness. So, just cleaning out my inventory, don't mind me. So if I were to snag some of this, and I know I want smooth stone, hopefully I do, nice. Okay, so let's get ritual stones. Which will be you, and you. Oh no, I was right the first time. Reinforced slates, right? Yeah. Ritual stone. My apprentice orb? Does it have to be the apprentice orb? Obsidian, reinforced slates. Maybe it has to be the apprentice orb. I'm trying to remember if I got an apprentice orb. I've got the weak one, I know that. Apprentice might be in here. Yeah, there it is. So let's try that out. Yep, bug report for wave time. Master ritual will be you. So 1 master, 4 of these. Let's put under here, because hopefully it works kind of the way we're used to. So basically we'll want to pump up into the tank. So this is where I'm going to want my master ritual stone, right? And as I recall, it's a 3x3 structure. Oh, nice. That's fancy. Cool. All right. So let's activate this ritual. So we're going to want the weak activation crystal, which in a tier 3 altar with 10,000 LP is a lava crystal. Lava crystal, 3 buckets of lava, obsidian, diamond, and glass. I can manage that. I think I've got some more buckets in here, theoretically. A diamond, what was that? 2 obsidian, 2 glass. I've got. Okay, and I thought I had 2 more buckets laying around, but I have no idea what I did with them, so. Let's go get lava. All right, so lava crystal check. And then we're gonna go put this in the altar with 10,000 LP. So let's get this guy out because I'm gonna want him. There we go. All right, weak activation crystal bound to me. Should we give this a try? Now this should, in theory, generate lava for us, right? So, and if I'm right, it should be very much a simple matter of just doing this. Nice, cool. And how much did that cost? That cost a bit to activate, but let's now set up our pump and everything. So I'm gonna go get the pump from, I left it out there at the lava lake, but let's go get that and hook this up. All right, guys, we're back. I just filled up my LP. I mean, fill up is a very large stretch, but I got more LP, put it that way. So I'm going to put this dude here. And I'm also going to be very careful not to step in the lava. That would be silly. So I want to make sure that when I activate... Oh, that's funny. You decided that you wanted to go that way, huh? I know I've got a buildcraft wrench around here somewhere, don't I? Yes. Okay. Could probably put this here, and that would just be less of an issue, right? Yeah, let's do that. So that way, we will have our levers here. So this thing's pretty much always running. This block doesn't actually have to live here, so that's cool. And then pump up into this dude. So for now, what I'm going to do is probably turn off the redstone signal, because I don't want you actually pumping out yet. And then, did I lose a lever somewhere? It probably fell into the lava, back at the lava thing. Cool. So that should be cool, and then we can cover this up with dirt. Awesome. So, how's my LP doing? 26,884. I guess we'll see when I get another pump's worth out of there, and it'll, there we go, 26. Nice, 384. Okay, so 500 LP per, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So I want this to fill up all the way, and then I'm going to activate the redstone signal. All right, so this thing's full. So let's activate the redstone signal. And what this should do is basically once this tank gets full or half full, 50%, it should turn off the redstone signal. And it should, because it's going to be such a slow pumping system, that it really won't get too much more than, you know, maybe a bucket's worth or half a bucket's worth even. It looks like it does about half a bucket's worth each time. Nice. Okay, cool. So that's 2. So let's get this guy up to 8, and we should see this system turn off automatically because it'll detect 50% less and it'll be good, right? So as soon as we hit 8, it should stop pumping, and we'll probably be around 8,500. So that'll be a pretty close number, and that should be cool. So we're at 65 now. Awesome, awesome. And it should turn off now. Oh, that's beautiful. That's what I want to see. Now, there's still some residual there. That's okay. I'm going to scoop that last bit out with a bucket on hand. So now going forward, right, when we drop below that amount, watch what happens, right? Because the engine heated up, so it was running faster, right? Watch what happens when I drop below now, right? It'll take a second for the engine to heat up, and it'll pump out slower, so we should maybe get like 1/2 a bucket more than we need. Maybe not even that much. So off now. Nice. Perfect. That is cool. How awesome is that? So we're at our 50% mark that we need to be for deep resonance, and we can start producing crystal. But I'm not going to do that yet. Nope, I'm going to make you guys wait. So next episode we'll come back. We'll start producing liquid crystal. We'll start looking at deep resonance as a power production mod, and then we can get into some RF-based stuff. But for now, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.